Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am PANCZASU, the mighty mix spammer, and that was a little bit of a sloppy intro. That's because my tongue twisted and well, it happens. So, yesterday, actually I took a day off. Did I? No, actually, wait a minute. Was it yesterday that I made this videocast that I failed in making for the first time and then I had to remake it? Or was it the day before? I don't even know. Something is wrong with my memory out of recent. Then again, that's actually pretty normal for me because my memory is never a good thing. Where are all the enemy fleets? I do remember I destroyed the ones orbiting Trollsar and Shakuras, but there were fleets orbiting Kolha, were there not? I believe that's one of them. So yeah, there's this thing about endless space save system that you need to know. Because whenever you load a game, computer redoes all of its movements, which means that if you, for example, ended the turn and then immediately after saved the game, then each time you're going to load this save, the computer is going to do different moves, because it still hasn't, technically speaking, finished making them, because as I mentioned many times before, after the turn starts, computer is still making its moves, which is the reason for this stuff happening. And this time I'm actually kinda happy because the computer resigned from its desire to lay siege on a Kolha, which I'm actually pretty fine with, because yeah. Because probably because my hero is injured and it's going to take a while for me to get him back. How much money am I making? Not a lot. That's definitely not a good news by any stretch of the imagination. How's this fleet? Well, it's fairly small. I believe I can pursue it with a single Ultralisk. It shouldn't be too bad when I do that. I'll have this Ultralisk in hangar for the time being. I'm going to release it for freedom whenever the other Ultralisk makes it into Kolha. And I believe I'm good to go to end the turn now. Wait a minute, do I? Yes, I have the stuff queued up. Did I already construct Planetary Institute on all of my planets? I don't remember ever doing so. Well, apparently I did on this one, which probably means I did it on every single other one. Oh yeah, that's Kolha. Let me see. Yeah, Planetary Institute is present on every single of my planets. That's surprising. How many more turns till I can actually kill Soars? Oh. I can now! Now that I have no fleet and no hero. Right. Well, anyway, let's plan the attack. What should I attack first? Aldebaran or Mira? I think I will go for Mira. There are two reasons behind. Actually, never mind. I'll go for Aldebaran simply because it would provide me an alternative for Hexaferum mining, which would be awesome. And they already have a colonized planet that is producing Hexaferum, which is what I like. Though I don't like that they colonized asteroid belts. That's stupid. Anyway, I'm going to end my turn. News for you guys and gals. I do not have drink with me today. Oh, Amoeba's captured solar system. That's nice. I instead got myself this bottle. I'm sorry if that was too loud for you, because I smashed the bottle with microphone with the bottle. Well, it happens. On the cover it says Korea instant Drinkin. So as you might guess, Drinkin actually means drink in Korean. It's so-called Konglish. It's simply using English words in a Korean fashion. So Drinkin is pretty straightforward. It's a drink, right? But what it also says is Korea in some, excuse me. Now, Korea means Korean, in this case at least it does, and in some is actually a plant. In Polish we call it Drinkin. And I have no idea how you're supposed to call it in any other language, I'm sorry. But actually, wait a minute, it is written over here on the cover, an English name of this plant, isn't it? Yes, I can see it. So you know what, I'm actually going to present you with the name by naming this fleet. Can I do this? Yes, I can. So, give me a second, I need to look. It's really, I have no idea how you're supposed to pronounce this. I have no problem with Polish and Korean, but English is sometimes killing me. Okay, it's something along those lines. I have no idea. Well, it's what's written here, Korean ginseng drink. So, oh, well, that's actually pretty much what I translated, so I feel pretty proud of myself. That said, I actually did have to go ahead and translate choreo because I actually didn't know that it's another name for Korea. There's quite a lot of them, but I still feel kind of ashamed because I should know these things. I really should. Well, I didn't, so I guess it happened. Now, anyway, now that you know the name of the plant, you might actually recognize it, you might not. I personally wouldn't. I mean, I had the name Zhenshin before. Well, since I'm a writer, I'm kind of obliged to hear many different names out of all different whatevers. But I actually had no idea what this plant actually is. Well, apparently, though it has not been scientifically proved, this plant has some medical properties. At least in China, they believed it has since like 1st century of our era, and it was supposed to be only a little fleet. What on earth? You saw for yourself, didn't you, that this fleet was supposed to be small. How on earth did it got so big? It only had like 112. Oh, I forgot again. Offline, thank you very much. Manual. Well, we know that the computer is thinking that there's nothing new. I'll just try to survive. So, which means that for a change I'll go for all-in defense strategy, because I believe I actually might be able to survive this battle since I have an ultra disc, which is a mammoth in terms of defense. I have no idea if I'm supposed to use this name like that, but well, it sounded strange even to me. Anyway, it's good enough. So while the battle is going on, I'm going to drink some of my Korean instant Drinkin. Wow. Anyway, now as you can see, my lasers are now dark blue, which means that they are look even cooler than before. However, yeah, this is a problem. There's no way I'm going to survive so many hits to my hull with those rockets. Yeah, a ship for ship, not a trade worthy of Mordor if you ask me. Simply because, well, the enemy had much cheaper ships, which means that I probably should redesign the Ultras, give them maybe one more offensive shaft or two. I think one is enough. I don't want to be too defensive. Yeah, see that? Those hits multiplied out of thin air. How did that happen? It's madness and cheating and all of this. Yeah, yeah, of course. I definitely would love to cease fire and do all this stupid stuff. Seriously, guys, seriously. Anyway, yeah, I think it was my hero that made me believe that I'm more invulnerable to rockets than I really am, which means that, well, I made a pretty big mistake. I have 5 fusion pellets. I thought this is enough, apparently not. I don't want to resign from pinch gun though, no! Actually, I do have access to hexaferrum now. You know what that means? 7 is enough. 8, I don't like the number, but still like the number 8. Okay, I'll go for 8 fusion pellets and additional pinch gun to make it 17. 17 number I like, so it kinda evens it out. And also, yet again, I am fully and something in terms of tonnage, which makes me very happy. As you can hear, I feel with English yet again that it's pretty much just a straight fare with me, to be honest. Now, I'm going to merge ginseng with all ginseng. Is that how I'm supposed to call it in English? I have no idea. Probably not, but I don't really care. Because, well, it's a Korean drink. Actually, this drink is probably not only Korean. But this particular one is Korean because it's from the Korean version of Insam, or whatever you're supposed to call this plant. You know, this plant. So, what was I talking about? I have no idea. I already forgot. Kinda sad, then again, it's also kinda to be expected with my memory. Still not enough tests to do anything, and I cannot retrofit my ships really, because I have no money. And also, I should really resign from all those productions, because I no longer care about Ultralisk 1.0, I care only about Ultralisk 2.0. So you, dear sir, make myself a sandwich. That makes 0 cents. 0 cents was made this day, as Jesse would say. Anyway, okay, this is queued up. As you can see now, production of every single of those ultras will take way more time because obviously adding more stuff to the ship increases its industry value, and thus it takes more time for me to do anything with it. Now, I need the money to get my hero. Then again, Zerus, for whatever reason, why are they so unhappy? What happened that made them unhappy when they were content just a second ago? Oh, increased population of those planets. I see. Yeah, that would be it. Problem is, I don't have no idea what to do to prevent that. That said, I could speed up endothermic structures and never mind, it's a medium Django. I wanted to use it on my Django planet to increase the happiness of my people, but no, it's not gonna work. That's too bad. Let me end the turn. And anyway, what I wanted to talk about is this Korea Insam Drinkin, which is actually really tasty. It actually, without even knowing that it is supposed to be like a medicine type of drink, after my first sip, which was today actually, before I made this videocast, I already felt that, man, this would be a perfect thing to drink while videocasting, because it just makes my throat so moisty you cannot believe it. It really does make it moisty. And moisty is forgetting to set up your time again. Well done, pancake. Now, give me a second, how much time do you think has passed? I have no idea, I'll set it for 20 minutes, as I always do when I'm clueless. Which is most of the time, let's be honest. Okay, can I resurrect my hero? No, still not it. Injured only 30%, but healing him is still going to take quite a lot of dust, which makes me unhappy, panda. And I also feel like the enemy is going to attack me the next turn, so I really need this hero, but there's nothing I can do to get him back on his feet in this turn. I can, however, increase the tax rate just a little bit to be almost 100% sure that I will get him next turn, which is what I'm going to try. And the turn and see how we will go. Now, to be quite honest, this Korea Instant Drinkin is a little bit too sweet to my taste. I mean, it's still very tasty, don't get me wrong, I like the flavor, it's oriental as one might expect. No, but it actually tastes really good. Simply, I don't like things to be that sweet, you know. When I eat chocolate, I like when it's very dark and bitter. When I drink tea, then I like when you spill the tea on the floor, it actually burns through the floor or to the basement, just like it happens with the acid in the first Alien movie. So yeah, I like this kind of bitter things. I do like a little bit of sweetness, not too much. No, don't get me wrong, this drink is very sweet. Normally, I probably wouldn't like to drink it, but it actually tastes really nice as well, even though it's so sweet. So that's something to consider if you ever want to try a Korean drink for yourself. Go ahead and do so. And no, it's not an alcoholic drink, it's just a regular drink. Now, do I want to make those guys excited and happy? No, because I will lose dust. I cannot afford to do so. And actually, after I make all the ships, I'll lose a lot of dust, which is what I don't really like. Now, I will not make them this turn, because obviously my system is under siege, which is good. It will allow me to get some more dust for me in the future. Also, so which system has the smallest production? Sarah. Okay, this system is going to resign from Ultras and just go for dust. Same is going to go for Tarsonis. You can go for dust instead of Ultras, that is good enough. My reasoning for this is simply that I want to increase the tax rate even more. Actually, I don't. But well, more dust is always good, and with additional dust I'll actually be able to use my gravity ability, because right now I don't have the money for it. Now I am able to attack the enemy, that's certainly what I'm going to try and do. First battle in this video, I'm excited. And, wait a minute, that's not the first battle in this video, I already had a battle! Oh, my poor memory. How old am I? 120 or something? Even, well, actually, I believe that if you are this old, then your memory is probably stellar. That or you are jellyfish. I don't even know, so don't ask me. Actually, I'll go for Barry. I want to keep my Ultra safe. I don't want to lose my hero ever again. And I believe that with my current laser technique, I will have no troubles in completely dispatching all the enemy ships, which is exactly what is happening so far. Well, it takes a little bit longer than I expected, to be honest. More seconds than I expected. That's surprising, to be honest. Now, let's see if I'm going to lose any ships. No, actually, not even a single rocket made it to my ships. That's because of my hero, as I said. He probably essentially doubles my defense or something along those lines. He's pretty ridiculous. Let's have a look at him. Inspect, yada yada yada, more regeneration, yes, I know that. Well, it's 150% of my defense currently in use, which is more or less why I'm so awesome. Now, I already explained why I don't want it being Surge, even though it is a nice ability. I don't think it would really work out with my Spray and Pray faction trait. It would probably not be so effective, so instead, for the first time ever, Dust Wielder is a little bit tempting for me because I'm struggling with dust apparently. Then again, Inside Format is always a nice thing, and I like reaching size out of my enemies, so might as well try and do that. Now, unfortunately, for whatever reason, I cannot take out those fleets because my ships are tired. Apparently, there are people inside. Well, there are people inside. That's not that word. Shut up. Now, can I? Since I am using those systems to produce ships, I do want some hardened framing on a core hull so that my ships are better. In which I mean they have more HP and experience, which is always optimal. And I can entertain and drink another sip of this thing. One a little bit disturbing fact about the drink: it has no smell. When I first opened it, I tried smelling it to see if I'm actually going to like it or not. Couldn't smell anything. It's like water. What is? You hear that? I could swear I just saw a Super Mario Bros. Theme in the background. Was it the music background? Or am I just hearing voices in my head, or rather musics? Whatever, I have no idea. Actually, I just realized I have no place for this Ultra skin in my fleet. Oh well, that's acceptable, I guess. But it means that I should start getting myself more space in my fleets. That's Academy Cap. That's influence area, that's not it, that's not it. That's 24 turns, and I would have to get a lot of other research before I get this. That's not happening. Can I get anything else? What is this? That's heroes, isn't it? Yeah. It doesn't look like I can get any bigger fleet limit anytime soon. Then again, you know what? I might actually use this ship as a backup and leave it in the system for now. Later on, I'm actually going to create a secondary fleet, and I will defend Coho with a secondary fleet, just trying to be static and all of this, while attacking the Sowers or what's left of them with my primary fleet. Also, this is Ultra X2, so obviously I'm going to exchange it for one of those Ultras. For example, this one, why not? You guys met, that's very nice of you, and you disband the fleet, which will put him in the hangar. Yes, that's exactly what happened, what I wanted to happen. Now we are both blockaded the system. I have no idea why the enemy is trying to keep me in the system, because it's really important that I keep him in the system. It doesn't even matter though, because this time I believe I actually do have a substantial advantage over my opponent. And not only in terms of offense, which is stellar, I might say, but also in terms of defense, which is also, I believe, quite good. And as you remember, I said in the past that because of the fact that I had to re-record a video and load a lost save, I knew that the enemy is going for lasers. It looks like the AI is smarter than one would think, because now I do not see any lasers from the AI, which means that I wasted my cargo space and never mind, they did go for lasers! Well, that is good, it means that I didn't waste anything and that my shields are actually useful, which is always very nice. Now, as I said, this spray of lasers is mostly missing because of my faction trait, but still, all those lasers that actually do manage to hit the enemy are deadly effective, which is what I enjoy seeing. Explosions, always a nice thing. Also, I actually discovered that there is still the old beta menu in the main menu row. Menu, I have no idea. So, because I had it today, when I turned the game on, it was actually the old classical main menu. It looked so amazing, I almost had tears in my... not really, actually didn't. But it felt really good, I even made a screenshot of it, just for all time's sake. And I wish so hard we could keep it if we wanted to, but unfortunately that is not the case. And I really hate the fact that I can only attack a single fleet at a time, when the enemy has, in fact, so many fleets heading this way. So yeah, I definitely should try to make as many ultras as possible, as fast as possible. Then again, remember, I cannot actually make any outside of Coho, because only Coho has access to Hexaferum at this moment. None of the other systems do, which is unfortunate. Which also means that I could probably get myself more science. Sounds about right. On those systems, because I already am making profit in terms of dust. I don't need to make any more of it. Yeah, I will leave myself at that. This will allow me to use a great well every 3 turns. That's good enough for me. And more science will allow me to get more upgrades quickly, obviously. And what upgrade do I actually want? That is a question which I'm going to try and answer in a relatively close future. The problem is I don't know this future and or answer just yet. Actually, you know what? Predictive logistics would be nice. It would boost my industry, allow me to make more ships, etc, etc. I think I'll go for it. Next, I might actually improve my lasers even further. That said, I would actually like to have myself Solar Mine, just to get target locked upgrade, which would be deadly effective yet again, as every single thing that I go for apparently is nowadays. Alright, that's good enough for me. Actually, you know what? I might actually do something fun. Now, I cannot make ultras, right? At least not in the current state. But how about I redesign mutas? What am I going to do with them? Well, we're going to find out soon enough. I have no access to hexaferrum, so I cannot use it. I do have access to titanium, though. Hey, I'm not using hexaferrum anymore. Unless the ship uses hexaferrum. No, it doesn't, so what on earth are you talking about? Whatever, it may be just bugged out and will repair itself soon enough. So I'm obviously going for high energy couplings, but also I'm going for S2Go kinetics. And I got for a lot of them, as well as a lot of pinch guns. And this is pretty much a suicide ship. It has no defense of any description, only 480 HP of points. It's going to go down after a single attack of any description. I don't care. I'm just going to try and use this ship to deal as much damage as fast as possible and try to get myself closer to capturing solar systems. Actually, this would aggro the Solars. Do they have a fleet? Yes, they do. Now, I don't want to do this because their fleet would spread like a plague across all of my empire. I don't want this to happen. I will need a normal fleet to deal with this threat. So never mind about this idea. It was a cool idea while it lasted, but no, it's not going to work out. I am going to go for it as soon as I have 2 fleets required for me to attack those systems simultaneously, which would be nice indeed. I have some kind of attitude change event. Yes, we are hostile. They're probably going to declare war on me by their own soon enough. Well, and everything I can do for the time being is just keep fighting those fleets, which is unfortunate, but what on earth am I going to do? There's not much I can do, that's for sure. And yeah. Select an action, long range action. I'm just going to go for barrier because obviously the enemy fleets does not stand a chance, at least I don't believe it does. If they're going to survive for the long race phase, I might actually resign for it in favor of EMP in the future. Right now this is more like a test run. I don't think I'm risking anything, and actually going for EMP would hurt me in this case because the enemy would counter it with their barrier. Now as you can see, my barrier keeps my ships alive against the enemy's kinetics, which is very nice because I have little to no kinetics defense. As for the enemy rockets, we're going to see how well they do. Not too well, apparently I managed to deflect all of them. That's good to know. So indeed I can go for defense stuff early on because regardless I'm going to just completely pawn my enemy later on. Now they still have a lot of fleets over there. Yes, I know my hero is at level 20, that's pretty cool and all, except that not really, because I would actually like him to have, I have no idea what I would like him to have, to be honest. Well, seeing what I'm going for, Hardy Constitution might be a thing to go for, since I kept losing this guy over and over and over. So let me see. You know what? I'm not going to go for Inside One. Instead, I'm going to go for Hardy Constitution. To be honest, I expected and hoped for it to unlock a new ability. I know I wouldn't be able to unlock it, but maybe I will know in the future that there is one. Nope, apparently there isn't. Still, minus healing cost on hero, that's going to be good enough for me. I'm not going to complain on that one. Now, I do have long temp hydration, which is a very, very nifty upgrade indeed. One that I'm definitely going to go for immediately. going with it at the top of the queue. That's very nice, because it's going to give me a lot of more dust and science, not even mentioning the fact that it is also going to give me a lot of extra industry and all that good stuff. Even some food is going to... Basically speaking, it improves everything except for happiness on every single of my systems, which is very, 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 very nice. Yes. It's gonna take me a while to kill those guys, isn't it? You know what, I might actually create those suicide ships, but instead I'm going to do it with Hydras. I'm going to redesign them. Energy couplings are going to stay. Yeah, I wanted them to stay, but I clicked on them by accident. Whatever. And I'm going to just fill them up with pinch guns to the max, because, well, it's a destroyer, and I'm going to use it as a kamikaze. I have no idea how you spell it in your languages. Ship, which I'm going to use to mow down the enemy's fleet faster rather than slower, if that makes any sense. Am I still making dust? Apparently so. I am actually not making dust, but I want a 0 profit, which is good enough for me. With those upgrades installed, I'm going to make bonus profit, which is very, very nice indeed. Now I can queue up some Hydras, as many of them as I would like, because I believe a lot of them is going to be ready in this system in a single turn. Same goes for this system. And I'm going to repeat the same pattern in every other system. Actually, no. Chaucer doesn't have nearly good enough production to sustain this, so instead I'm just going to go for dust. Actually, I don't need dust, but I do need science, so I'm going to go for science. Same thing for Tasonius, go for science. And Koho is going to keep trying to produce ultras, since this is the only system I currently have that can actually make ultras. So, let me end the turn. In 2 more turns, or 1 turn more turn from now on, I'll have my awesome upgrade ready, and then I'll start producing my secondary fleet that I'll use to drive back the Horatio in a matter of no time. Now the enemy is using his fleet and hero to attack me. I still have no idea who this guy is. He looks kinda cool from the distance, but I think I know for certain he's got no chance. Not only his fleet is way weaker, but his hero is also way weaker, 13 levels behind. That's quite a big deal, let me just tell you that. One of the cool thing I forgot to tell you about this choreo in some Drinkin. There is actually a root of this plant inside of the bottle, which looks amazingly cool. I feel like I'm drinking some kind of chemistry compound and I'm going to mutate into Hulk, or something along those lines. I feel also like I'm drinking some kind of really amazing Korean alcohol, because they do put a lot of stuff in the alcohols, which are apparently quite tasty because of this. Personally, I have no idea, never ever drank a Korean alcohol yet. I know for a fact that I am probably going to be forced to drink, no matter if I want to drink it or not when I am in Korea, because it's considered a bad taste when you don't drink to somebody. When you hear the magic word gambe, you should drink. You can pretend to drink, that's allowed. You can touch the alcohol with your lips while drinking it, that's actually fun, so I actually don't really have to drink the alcohol in there if I didn't want to, but that's a curious thing. So it is required to get your glass to a mouth, but not to drink what's inside. Well, I guess that's quite a nifty thing to have in your nation. If you had a nation full of people that try to poison each other, it would actually be pretty amazing, unless this little drops of poison on your lips would be enough to kill you. What on earth am I talking about? I have no idea. I'm just rambling around with nonsense as usual. You know what? I'm going to go for EMP just because I want to see some epic explosions. And though EMP is not technically as an explosion, it does look like one, so I'm going to go for it. Man, I do love the EMP. No, not the EMP. I mean, I do love the EMP, but I do love the engine, the battle engine of this game. I know I said it like a gazillion times before, but I really do. Especially now that I play... since there was this daily deal or something on Steam, I got Evo Chrono Mercenary, or what they're supposed to call it, so I have a lot of space battles in there. Kinda addictive game, though if you don't have a book with you, it's going to be insanely boring at times. Still, for whatever reason, I actually don't know why, but it is pretty addicting. Still, the graphics and explosions way behind what we have in this game, which is Understandable actually, because Evocron Mercenary was made by a single man, this game not so much. Then again, still, whenever you're trying to compare other game to Endless Space, it's usually going to look weaker or simply too different to judge. So that's just my opinion on this. Only a single ship made? Well, I guess that's because they just finished making those planetary institutes or whatever. But that's good, my hero leveled up, which means I can go for even more labor, which is nice, it will give me even more food and protection. And because of that, my hero is going to be able to boost my food and production output. I know he's supposed to support wit instead of labor, but because I have so much population to populate on the system, I'll actually go for labor first of all. Guys, are you for real? You know for a fact that your dome is coming, and if you don't, then you're just plain stupid. Regardless, you're about to die, so don't even pretend like you're not going to die or like you're going to win this battle, because you're not. I'm going to prove it right now in this battle. See this army of the enemy, this fleet, is going to get obliterated. And you know what? I'm actually willing to spend dust just to taunt them. That's the kind of evil man I am. Also, Gravity, well, looks kinda awesome, doesn't it? Yes, I know that after using it I'll have no dust whatsoever. Actually, you know what? Sorry. I'll go for the strategy, just for the kicks to show and prove that I don't even bother that the enemy is firing lasers and... They have blue lasers already? How? What? When? How did they get this technology? Did they get too ballsy there? How did they get blue laser? What? Hold on, catch me some slack here. They have my laser technology? I'm no longer the daddy? Oh, I'm going to slap some faces. Count on that. Faces are going to be slapped. I will not have anybody have a better laser technology than I do. Trust me on that one. And thus, well, I will maintain getting infinite variable computing because obviously it's almost ready. First thing I queue up after that is laptop manipulation. I'm gonna get myself a collapsor beam and nothing they're gonna do about that. Now I can end the turn and actually say my outro, I believe. Yes, indeed. So, it was PANCZASU, the mighty mix spammer. If you somehow managed to enjoy my video, because I would highly appreciate if you liked it, and maybe if you subscribe to my channel. Also, I love reading comments, so please do leave those behind, because as I said, I love reading them. Thank you for watching, and I will see you online.